Hello everyone, it's your Golf Pro Zach. Time for another edition of Tip of the Week. If you watched my last video, you know we're going to be focusing on the short game again today. Had a lot of questions about how to play the ball from the rough, especially around the greens. Out here at Anderson Country Club, that rough can get pretty sticky and thick right around the greens, just off the greens. And it's important to know what is possible and how that thick, sticky rough is going to affect our club face as it comes through the shot. So, if you watched my last video about controlling trajectory around the greens, we did it mainly from a fairway lie, how we can set up different to have more predictability about what that ball is going to do when it hits the green, better chance for success. So let's talk again about what's possible, what kind of effect the rough has on the club face, on the ball, as we hit this shot. So I'm going to come in close here and do a little demonstration. I'm going to lose my face. Okay, so this orange stick right here is going to be the rough right here. If you can imagine the ball sitting right here on top of my hand, and this being the grass sticking up. As my club comes into the ball, the more rough, the higher the rough is, the more there's going to be between the club face and the ball. So the less friction we have. There's going to be grass between the club face and the ball right here. It's going to cause that ball to rise up the face. Ball is typically going to come out a little bit higher and with a lot less spin. Okay, less amount of rough, more club face interaction directly with the ball. Higher the rough, more grass between the ball and the face. Again, going to come out higher, a lot less spin. So the other thing the ball is going to do, or the grass, I'm sorry, is going to do, from a face-on view here, okay, the higher the rough, the more that rough is going to interact with the hosel of the club. The more it's going to want to twist that club face closed. More resistance, club is going to stop it's going to get caught on the hosel, I'm sorry. That club face is going to want to twist closed on us. So let's talk about how we combat that in our swing. I've got two balls here in the rough. Hopefully you can see it. I've got a pretty decent lie, and then I've got a pretty bad lie right here. So number one, use your most lofted club. This is my 60-degree wedge. Gonna give us the best chance for success. Gonna get the ball up and out of the rough quicker. All right, so here's my ball in the rough. I got lucky. I got a pretty good lie. There's still, even though we're in the tall grass here, I can see that when my club face comes into the ball, there's still gonna be a lot of ball interacting with the face. There's not much grass behind it, if that makes sense. So I can predict that this ball is probably going to have more of a medium trajectory, may spin a little bit depending on how much ball I can get in there. So not a lot's going to change. I'm going to have a narrow stance, ball in the middle of my stance, okay? Normal pitch shot, and I'm going to predict this ball is going to come out kind of medium trajectory, have maybe a hair of spin so I can control and predict how it's going to interact when it hits the green. Let's see. Okay, and there's a little bit, like I said, about the unpredictability. I got a lot of ball on the club face there. The ball came out lower than I expected, had a little bit more spin, and ended up in a fairly decent spot out there. So now let's talk about the bad lie. Now, I don't know if you can even see this ball. I've pushed it down in this thick rough right here. So I know that there's going to be grass between the ball and the club face when I hit here. A lot of resistance. First thing I'm going to do is find a spot that's similar and make some practice swings. Just try to get a feeling of how that club's going through that grass. Is it sticky? Is it doing a lot of twisting? Do I have to add some club head speed to get through it? I'm gonna take a practice swing just outside this ball and get a feeling. Yeah, that rough's pretty thick right there. I'm gonna have to commit to the shot and swing a little bit harder than I normally would. The other thing very important out of this lie is to have a firm left wrist. Like I said, I know this club face, the rough is going to want to twist that club face closed. So my feeling in this shot, again, same setup, is as I come through, I'm going to try to hold that club face open. I'm not going to let it twist over in that rough. So I've got this firm left hand. The back of my left palm is going to be facing the sky as long as it can, holding that club face open, combating that twisting motion. Okay? So again, ball in the middle of my stance. I know this ball is going to come out high with very little spin, so I've picked a shorter landing spot that I'm aiming for. And I'm just thinking firm left wrist right here. Don't let that club twist as it goes through. Okay, Not a bad shot. One thing you'll notice if you can see that shot is how much higher it came out. A lot of grass between the ball. You can see it on my club face right there. Okay, the ball rode up the club face because of that grass, came out a lot higher, a lot less friction. Understanding what is possible and not possible with a bad lie versus a good lie is going to make that predictability so much easier. Okay, understanding what kind of shot I can hit. The thicker the rough, the more firm my left wrist has to be as I'm coming through, holding that face open. I hope this tip helps you, makes you a little bit better when you've got those bad lies around the green. And I appreciate you watching.